Over the weekend, there were elections in 3 German states, and a new anti-immigration party called the AfD did incredibly well. Here's one of those 3 states, Saxony-Anhalt. Angela Merkel's party, the CDU, is the red bar on the left, still in first place. The blue bar is the AfD, a very close second from a party that didn't exist just a few years ago. The AfD is led by this woman, Frauke Petry, young, attractive, entrepreneurial, hopeful. She's just 40 years old. She has a PhD in chemistry. She built a business, a factory making environmentally friendly polyurethane. Strangely enough, Angela Merkel also has a degree in chemistry, but that's where their similarities end. Merkel is 61, not 40. She's a career politician, having spent 25 years at it. But to me, the biggest difference isn't just that Petry is a generation younger, it's this. Petry has 4 kids. Merkel has none of her own. That might seem strange to focus on, having kids as a personal choice. Sometimes it's not even a choice, it could be a medical issue. But when it comes to the key political issue in Europe and the West, and Germany in particular, it is exceedingly important because when you bring in 1 million Muslim men a year, young men, single men, you are making a statement about Germany's future and its demographics and its culture. Petry is a woman who has chosen to build a future for her family and indirectly for Germany, 4 kids. Merkel is a woman who has personally chosen to not create a German future for herself, but to have a Muslim future collectively through mass migration. Her nickname is Mutti Merkel, Mummy Merkel, but it's not actually true. Perhaps late in life, too late to have kids of her own, out of some regret, she has chosen to psychologically adopt 1 million Muslim men as her own sons, but isn't the right thing for her to do in that case to adopt 1 or 2 or 4 children herself rather than make all of Germany adopt 1 or 2 or 4 million grown men with no German language, culture, customs, let alone literacy or Western values? What a contrast, these 2 women leaders. And what a reassurance to know that Germans do not agree with what has been done to them, so much so that they have supported en masse a new party whose central mission is to restore borders and stop the unlimited flow of unvetted Muslim men into the country. What an encouragement to know that German voters have bucked off their liberal politicians and press and professors and police and 1 million scolds, including the censors at Facebook, that ordinary Germans are no longer willing to be scared of being called racist simply for believing in borders and opposing rape culture and the de-Germanization of Germany. In that way, Germany is becoming like other European countries, like the United Kingdom, where borders are now a hot issue in the referendum to exit the European Union, like in France, where the border enforcement party, the National Front, is near the top of the polls, like the Sweden Democrats there, like Geert Wilders' Freedom Party in Holland, like the political mainstream in Hungary and Poland. Angela Merkel has certainly impressed the one world government types, like the editors of Time magazine, who named her Person of the Year. German voters, yeah, they didn't agree. One last point. Here's the front page of the UK Daily Mail, one of my favorite newspapers to read. They see the seismic effects of this German vote. They wrote, "Crushing verdict on open-door migration," they say. You couldn't even fit bigger letters on the front page. Of course, more political dominoes are yet to fall. Merkel's party must decide if they are willing to follow their leader into oblivion, which is exactly what could happen if she continues her open borders approach in next year's election. But look at one thing. In the sub-headline there on the Daily Mail, they call the AfD party far right. Really? Frauke Petry isn't far right. She's a young, modern woman, a PhD, a businesswoman, a mom of 4. She just doesn't want 1 million young Muslim men added to Germany every year. Economic reasons, crime reasons, culture reasons, feminist reasons, secularist reasons. Does that really make you far right? And as a party that now places 2nd or 3rd throughout Germany, can you really even call it far right from a statistical point of view? In Saxony, if Merkel's party got 29% and Petry got 24%, how can that be far right? The Green Party just got 5% there. That's actually the statistical definition of far left or a fringe. Same here in Canada with the Green Party. How can you call a party with 24% far right, but call a party at 5% normal? Look, you don't have to be far right to be worried about the separation of mosque and state, to be worried about women's rights, to be worried about street violence. In fact, I bet a lot of the AfD's voters are people who traditionally voted for parties of the left. Liberals, Democrats, workers' parties. Because if you're trying to get a job in Germany and millions of low-skill, low-cost competitors flood the job market, you're crowded out by cheaper competitors. And if you're on welfare, well, you're crowded out there too by a million migrants in line ahead of you. Yeah, Germany's politics aren't far right. They're just a bit less far left now. A bit more normal, a bit more representative. I don't expect the media will become more normal in any hurry, though. Certainly not here in Canada. I went to the CBC's website today, and as of this afternoon when I checked, their world news page didn't have a single story about Germany's electoral earthquake. But really, are you surprised? For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant. Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.